Good morning and welcome to Core Finance Next Exchange Interview. I'm Bonnie Hughes. I'm joined today by Richard Poulden. He is the chairman and CEO of Wishbone Gold. Wishbone is an interesting company in that they have exploration assets, development assets, as well as a trading arm, and they've just set up a Thailand trading entity. Thank you, Richard, for joining us today. Can you please tell us about this trading arm that most gold companies have not thought of doing something like that?
Bonnie, good morning. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Yes, Wishbone started out, like a lot of AIM companies, as a pure exploration company. And what we did about 18 months ago is reverse integrate into trading. So we bought an existing trading operation in Dubai, which is where we're headquartered, and that trades gold from Central America, Africa, and Asia. Then what we started doing was reverse integrating, so that we're actually helping artisanal miners by supplying equipment and expertise and signing them up to supply contracts to Wishbone. And the first operation on that is running in Honduras at the moment, which is where Barrett Koch, CEO of Black Sand, is right now.
Excellent.
And then we are rolling that model out. We will be rolling it out in Africa and Asia.
And so I guess that you are able to generate revenue from the trading commission that you make by trading the gold. Is that how it works?
Yes, we make money on trading the gold, but we make much more money when we do the reverse integration, because we're locking them into supplying us at higher margins. But it's a sort of bargain of mutual benefit, really, because we increase the productivity of the artisanal mines, so they're making actually more money in their pockets, even though we're getting a higher margin. The governments like it because they're getting paid taxes, which a lot of the time they're not. And we also like it because we're changing the environmental issues. And that's tremendously important. The use of mercury in artisanal mining around the world is truly terrifying.
Yes, most of the environmental issues or loss of human life is usually responsible for artisanal mining. So now you're going in and you're organizing them and you're implementing much better safety rules.
We are.
For the group. And so your next venture is going to be in Africa, is that correct?
That's correct, yes. We're already operating in Uganda, we've announced that, and there are other countries that we're looking at as well. But I want to make a distinction here between illegal mining and artisanal mining.
Yes.
Because too often people think, well, artisanal mining is by definition illegal. It's not.
No.
They can be permitted, they can be regulated to a certain extent, and what we're trying to do is increase the regulation of them and introduce better disciplines on the way they're doing the mining, which benefits everybody, as I just said. And also, we want to bring illegal miners into the fold because they need employment. As President Museveni said, they've educated a lot of the population now, they just haven't got anything for them to do.
Well, so, it also is good for community relations.
It is, yes, it is. And so rather than just taking away their livelihood, it's much better if you can introduce the disciplines, get them working, get the government taxes paid, and clean up the environment.
Yes, be inclusive rather than exclusive.
Very good, yes.
And so your operation in Honduras, you had a little bit of a glitch due to hurricane weather, which is not your fault.
I know, it's rather funny. I mean, the Caribbean hit the news a lot, but Central America didn't, whereas actually a lot of people were killed. There was extensive flooding right through Central America, and it was shut down, the same as the Caribbean was. So it was just impossible to do anything.
But now it's up and running and producing.
Absolutely.
And what do you expect to do over the next few quarters in production on that mine?
A lot more than we were doing. I'm sorry, I can't give a profit projection or anything like that. But no, as I say, hopefully Barrett will be bringing back movies of everything in production, and we will be showing those at the UK Investor Show on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be at the UK Investor Show. That's very good. So anyone can come by, drop by your booth.
Absolutely.
And find out a lot more information about what you're doing and what your plans are. So after Africa, do you have other countries that are in your sights for you where you might set up?
Well, Africa's quite big, actually. So truthfully, at the moment, the operations in Thailand, Uganda, and then rolling out through other African countries during the year, I think will be enough for the moment. So those are our target areas.
Now, setting up an entity in Thailand, because there's, ownership laws that occur there, how did you decide to structure the entity in Thailand?
What an interesting question. Not many people know that. Well, Thailand is actually quite open to foreign investment, but you have to work with a Thai partner. So you can't actually have a wholly owned subsidiary, but you can take a controlling stake in the company over a 6 to 9 month period as it starts operating. So at the moment, it's owned by our Thai partner, and gradually it will be owned, controlled by Wishbone.
And so right now you have sharing revenue with your Thai partner?
No.
No, okay.
The revenue and profits all accrue to Wishbone. Now, that doesn't mean that we're excluding the Thai partner and they get a dividend. But the revenue all comes to consolidated into Wishbone.
That's because you're paying all the costs.
Yes.
That makes sense, for sure. And so that's a very interesting thing to set up within Thai government, because as I said, it's been sort of a bit more difficult for companies to establish themselves there in the past.
Yes, except Thailand is a major gold trading center. People sort of miss that. They think of Hong Kong and Singapore, but Thailand is also a major trading center.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's a logical place to be.
Yes, like most Asian countries, they really like their gold.
Yes, they
Now,
do.
would you look into any other precious metals besides gold in doing the same setup?
We would, except the issue with gold is it's so high value. So that, and we think the gold price is going up, obviously.
Yes.
We're a gold company. So gold, therefore, lends itself to this type of operation. As soon as you move into commodities you have to move in bulk, it's not so easy. And that's true even of silver.
And so what is some of the criteria you look at for your development assets, and how do they come to you?
In terms of Honduras, we worked with Scotia International, a US company, and the Honduran government. So the Honduran government basically have a policy that they want to bring all of these people into the fold. They want them more organized, and they want all their taxes and everything paid. And so that's the model that we've implemented there. In Uganda, they perceived that they had a problem with illegal mining. They also want to move some of the miners off the places they're mining at the moment so that they can develop them in other ways, because as you probably know, they have a major oil find that they're developing at the moment. So in Uganda, the idea is that we will supply equipment to miners who will be given new concessions in other areas, and again, working with the government.
That's excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Richard. And certainly our viewers look forward to reading your news flow, hearing about your production and your Thai trading entities and everything else that's going on with the company. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and listening in. Hope to hear from you again soon.
Bonnie, thank you very much.